Hi, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Is it Sam?
Yeah, this is Sam.
Hey, Sam. This is Tommy Bryson. How can I help?
What's up, man? Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the 22-year-old that was living in his grandma's house that you left him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to update.
So
So I
wait,
got rid of.
before we start, Sam, right? Just so you're well aware of, right? This call is gonna be recorded, okay, and potentially uploaded to the channel.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
yeah, so like, I got did what you said. I got rid of my car, paid the car in cash. I'm actually in college now. I just started like
Mm.
a week ago, and I
Nice.
got and I got two raises at my job since then too.
Nice.
Heck
That
yeah.
is awesome. So what
But
is
my
your
question,
current? Go ahead.
well, what was you about to ask? My current what?
So what's your current financial situation? What's the problem? What's going on?
Well, there's no problem. Well, I really had a question. I have a chance to get some land, an acre of land for like 5,000, and I was wondering if that would be a good investment. You
Okay.
know,
So
but
just to for $5,000, 1 acre of land, right?
yeah,
That's the question here. Tommy, so I'm
uh-huh.
22 years old. I live with my grandma. I'm currently about to start college. I got two raises at my job. And now the question is, I have the opportunity to actually buy some land for $5,000. Now, how much cash do you have on hand, Sam?
I have 10K.
Okay, awesome. So you have $10,000 in cash. Now, the first question is, do you have any debt right now?
Yeah, I have 3,000 left in student loans.
Okay. Any credit card debt? Car note?
No card note, no credit card debt. No.
Okay, so your total debt is just $3,000, right?
Right.
All right. So, and what can you tell me about this land that you're going to invest into? What experience do you have with land? What's the prospects here? What do you think is actually going to happen, or what's your goal here?
Well, my goal is to get my own house built.
Mm-hmm.
The land has water built into it and electricity built into it. Um,
Okay.
as far as like long term wise, I just want to keep it for like family land to add to the family land that we already have.
Okay.
Um, other than
So,
that, really much.
so do you have experience purchasing land? And what are the people that are in your family that do buy land? What are they telling you?
I personally don't, but I'm actually buying the land from a family member who owns over 100 acres of land now. He's
Okay.
selling for cheaper for me because I'm his family member.
How much is it
Um,
worth?
it's worth 8,000.
All right. So it's worth $8,000, and that's based on his appraisal, or is that based on a real appraisal?
I'm thinking his appraisal.
All right. So maybe you want to get an appraisal on. Here's my thinking here, right? If I'm 22 years old, I'm gonna write down basically what my goals are. The first step is, of course, I'm gonna need a budget, right? And by the way, congratulations on taking the steps to fill in the car and all that amazing things, and also asking for a raise. That's awesome. But overall, first step is I'm gonna get a budget to manage my money correctly. I'm gonna
Right.
become debt free. So that's basically that $3,000 with my $10,000 is gone by tomorrow. Then I'm gonna save
Okay.
some money up for emergencies. Right now, because for example, you're with your grandma, you don't really spend that much money most likely. You help her with some stuff, right? Did I remember that correctly?
Well, I don't live with my grandma. Remember, my grandma deceased. Me and my sister live together. But
Oh, and she left you guys a house, right?
right, right, yeah,
Oh my gosh, this it's been a while since we've spoken.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome, yeah, nice to hear from you, man. I was a little confused there, but yeah, I remember you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is what I would do, right? If I'm you, I remember you have very low bills, right? Because the mortgage is
Right,
taken care of.
right.
So yeah, so look, if I were you, if I wanted to buy this land, it's an easy flip if you wanted to do it. But if you just want the land to just have it there and stuff like that, that's also fine. But overall, I would just take myself through those steps, right? Step one, become debt free. By tomorrow, you're done with that. Save some money for emergencies, 3 months, you're also able to do that. Now, my projection is that you'll be able to actually buy this land by the end of the month or next month, right? But the whole
Right.
idea is first, you gotta pay off your debts, save for your emergencies, and then you go ahead and basically purchase that land if you actually want to. Does that make sense?
Right, right, it does.
But this way, for example, you have no debt anymore, and you will also have an emergency fund in case anything goes wrong. But this land, right, have perspective here. This might be, for example, I don't know the area, I don't know the land, I don't know the appraisal, I just know what you're telling me. But it
Right.
sounds like if it's worth $8,000, I buy it for $5,000. If that is correct, I can flip it tomorrow if I want to. But understand that money is not going to be producing anything for you whatsoever. It's just on land that might appreciate with time. But for the next few years, until you actually do add something to that land, nothing is going to be happening there. So that money is just basically stuck there, illiquid in a sense. And if you can't sell it, because that's the big thing, right? Well, it's worth $8,000, but if no one wants to buy it, well, it doesn't matter how much it's worth. Does that make sense?
Right. That makes sense.
So that's my main thing. So my prerogative would still be the same: budget, debt free, save for emergencies, and then if you want to buy it, you can buy it if you want to. But my priority would be, for example, on what are you going to study in school? Did you decide?
Yeah, I'm going for mechatronics.
You're going for what?
Mechatronics is basically a combination of robotics, engineering, and electrical engineering.
Megatronics.
Yeah,
And
they
what made
work
you
with
pick
robots.
that?
Um, well, really, I've worked in plants for a good bit of my life, and I've always been like a machine operator, so I've kind of already had some experience with that, and it's pretty easy for me. So, and all I need is an associate's for where I live at in South
Okay.
Carolina to making 20, so it was pretty quick.
And what's the average pay for those people?
The average pay starting out is 52,000 starting out.
$52,000. Right now you make how much?
Uh, I don't know annually, but it went up to 1845 hourly, so I don't know the
Let's
math for that
just
right now.
let's just assume you're gonna be making maybe $36,000 right now at your current job. Thirty-six
Yeah,
thousand nine hundred dollars maybe. So that's a big pay raise, and you're gonna be able to pay for that in cash, right? That degree.
right. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my priority, man. So honestly, the big question is, if I buy this land, understand that money is not gonna be doing anything for you whatsoever. It's just gonna be there. It might be an investment, maybe like like maybe 10 years from now, 5 years from now, when you actually want to buy a house and build your house. I mean, but in reality, you're 22 years old. You're about to, for example, go to school. 2 years from now, that money is still the same if it hasn't appreciated, and that's the whole idea. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So overall, right, because I don't want to confuse you, right? Get a budget, have everything in order, right? Two, become debt free today. You can pay off that debt easy, that we have nothing to worry about. Three, you save for emergencies. That way, if something does happen, you're good to go and taken care of. Then four, if you wanna, or three, if you wanna go ahead, for example, and invest into this property, you can if you want to, because on the third step of the financial freedom step is when you're actually able to start investing. But when you invest into something, you have to invest into something that you actually comprehend and fully understand. So if this family member of yours has, for example, like 100 acres or 1,000 acres of land, is that what you said?
Yeah, he has a lot.
Yeah. So is he very wealthy?
Um, yeah, he is single man. Oh, he's an older man. He's in his like 70s, so
Yeah. So maybe you have some conversation with him. Is he your uncle, grandpa?
he's a great uncle.
Okay, yeah. So you have a conversation with him. Hey, I'm interested, but there's some things I got to do first. So do your own research, comprehend everything. So when you do invest into this, an investment, remember, right? An investment is when you purchase something fully comprehending it. Not like 1,000%, because you won't be able to do that, because obviously there's things that are gonna happen in this investment, but just having a normal understanding of the potential and also the risks of this investment. That's what makes an investment. If you just buy it and you don't really know what's gonna happen, that's just you gambling. But if you can tell me what the price of the land actually is, why will it go up, what's the average land in the land in the area actually doing, and all those things, then you're good to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But take care of you first. So debt free, emergency, then you can invest into it. And once you have this land, that money is just basically there. Use all of your money and all of your resources to just basically pay for school. So that way, when you do graduate, you graduate fully debt free. And when you make this $50,000, consider, right? Don't just go right out and start building a house at age 24. You probably don't need to do that. You have a girlfriend or no girlfriend?
No girlfriend.
Yeah, bro. So a lot can change in those 2 years. You can have like a whole girl that doesn't want to live where you live anymore, and you're like, all right, I'll chase you wherever it is. So just make sure that Ashley, just be patient with this, okay? Save up your money, pay for school. When the time comes, how long have you been living with your sister, by the way? Have you ever
We
lived on your
moved.
own?
Yeah, I have. I lived for about a year.
Yeah, so once you are through with the college thing, if you just want to like rent a room and where you live right now, so your sister can have somebody there to help her with the bills or whatever, and you can actually make some income, that's fine. But then you get your own apartment, right? And then that way you can actually just like build your own roofs or whatever. And then when you actually want to start basically saving up to build this house, you can do it, but just follow the same rules, okay? The same rules are when it comes to buying a property, we use the 33% rule. And by the way, if you want, you can stay it with your sister or whatever. That's fine. But if you want to like have some independence, then you can also do this. What it means is the 33% rule means the property you buy or the property you build in this case cannot exceed 33% of your monthly income on a 15-year mortgage. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you do this, right, the goal is that when you're done building this property and you get the mortgage for it and all this stuff, that you're gonna be able to pay it off very fast, very quickly. That's the goal. So, and if you pay extra towards it, you'll be done in 8 to 10 years. So now, for example, 24 you graduate, maybe 26 you start building this home, and then maybe 10 years later at 36 you're fully mortgage free with your own property, and everything's solid. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I do have one question.
Go ahead.
Um, why the 15 year? Like, what does that have to do? Or what's between 15 and the 30 with that point with the 33%?
Okay. The difference is that if I said I'm going to lend you $100,000 in 15 years, right? Obviously, the payments are going to be higher than they would, for example, with a 30-year, right? So the point is, the same budget of a third of your income on a 30-year mortgage is going to give you a lot more house than you're actually able to afford. The 15-year mortgage is going to give you less house. So a house you can actually afford. The big thing is, right, the goal is not to make the bank richer. The goal is to basically get financial freedom as fast as possible for you. Meaning, if we're going to go ahead and get this mortgage, build this property, or whatever it is, my goal is to pay it off as fast as possible. That way I erase the possibility of a default, right? Or a bankruptcy or whatever it is, or foreclosure. Because notice, right, no one can go ahead and take away your grandma's house because it's basically fully paid off. That's what you
Right.
want in yourself. You don't want to go 30 years paying for this thing. And you might tell me, well, Tommy, what if I get the 15-year budget, but with the 30-year mortgage? And basically, I pay extra towards it and treat it like a 15-year. The answer is, when you plan this way, you give yourself an out. But if all you can do is just, for example, make those payments of 15-year mortgage, you basically erase that possibility. So you're forced into having to pay for this exactly how it is. Does that make sense? It's kind of like saying, I'm going to pay extra towards it, but then 1 month you can't pay extra towards it. So now you're like, oh, maybe next month, maybe the next month, you know? The guarantee
Yeah.
is that if you get a 15-year mortgage, you're going to be done in 15 years guarantee, or you lose the house. 30-year mortgage, you might be done in 15, 20, 30 years, okay? Because it gives you a lot of leg room. Plus, the bank makes
Yeah.
a ton of money also in interest.
Okay.
Make
I mean,
sense?
okay. Yeah.
That's the idea. So just to comprehend here, right? Just to make sure we're on the same page. If you will be making $54,000, let's just pretend that's after taxes, divided by
Hmm.
12, that's going to be $4,500. Now, if you just multiply that by 0.33, that gives you, for example, a budget of around $1,485. That's somewhere like around $200,000 on a 15-year mortgage, if I'm not mistaken. That's the idea, right? So you build this home, and remember, right? If you're investing 10, 15% towards your retirement at the top,
Right.
then if you have no debt, your emergency fund is fully funded, and you have low expenses, the answer is, since your shelter cost is only a third of your income, you still have extra money left over, even after you're done investing. Meaning, you're able to put aside, for example, 10, 15% extra to throw extra towards the mortgage and be done, for example, in 8 to 10 years with the math. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's the goal, bro. The goal is to get out of the game as fast as possible, not stay in it.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
And
So I had another.
go ahead.
Um. Well, considering I I got a full-time job, and I'm also doing 15 hours in school. Would it be a stretch to probably try to get a side hustle along with this, or should I just focus on school?
Remember, right? Life is about, I'm not as big as a lot of YouTubers on hustle, 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 and don't worry about anything else. I believe life is health, wealth, love, and happiness. So you gotta have
Right.
balance, right? So if all you do is work, where does the social life come in? Where does your body come in? And these are things that if you don't pay for them now, you'll pay for them later, right? Whether it's with you getting sick, with you having no friends, or whatever it is. So just be patient, right? So if you have a full-time job and you're going to school, use your extra time. And by the way, you're in a very good place, right? If you want to have a side hustle, maybe to replace your full-time income, that's fine if you want to, right? But always make time for the important things. Health, very important. Love and happiness, also very important. Wealth is a great thing, but doing everything you do to acquire wealth, the only reason you want money is to do more of health, love, and happiness. So what's the point of deferring all those things just to acquire wealth if your end is going to be just to get those things back? Does that make sense? It's like a cycle,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah,
want more money to be more happy, to share with my family, to have, for example, a nice body or whatever. But you're so focused on just getting the money, you forget what it's actually for. Make sense?
yeah.
So have a balance. That's what I'm saying. So if I'm going to school, I'm socializing there. I have my job which pays me enough money to pay for it in cash, and when I graduate, I make more money. If I want to have a side hustle, then that's fine. But I graduated, made some great friends, socialized. Maybe you have a wife by then. A lot of things can happen. But if all you do is just put your hair down and just work, 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 like some Gary V stuff, it might not end up like some Gary V stuff. Okay.
Gotcha. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
All right, brother. Well, that's our 15 minutes. I'm sorry about these calls; they're getting shorter, man. But I have some more calls to do. But again, they're always free. So if you want to talk again and just hit me back up, man, I appreciate you a ton, Sam. I'm happy to hear, man, that you're making changes and you're working towards what you actually want to do in life, and it's awesome, man. So congratulations, brother.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I thank you. You helped me a lot. Been a lot
Happy to
right
hear
there.
that, bro. Happy to hear that. All right, I'll see you next time. Okay. Long-term team for the win. Stay patient.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, guys. So that right there was Sam, and I talk to so many people that sometimes I literally forget. But when you guys tell me like, "Oh, Tommy, this person, that person, this person," I remember everything. So happy to hear from you guys as always. Shout out to Sam, doing amazing things, and I'm so mad that I don't get to make like longer calls, but I do have like more people to actually answer to. So it's the way that it actually works now. I'll see you guys tomorrow though. Thanks for watching. If you want to call me and talk to me one-on-one for free, the answer is a link is down below. And also like this video on top of that. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notified. That's how we keep these videos actually going. On top of that, also, guys, as always, if you want to watch more content like this, here's the video right here. If you want to subscribe to other channels, here are the channels right here. This right here is the full episodes, and this right here is the highlights, okay? See you guys next time. And by the way, I got my iPad back.